I hoped and dreamed that I would find common cause with Muslim dissidents to come together, to put our differences aside and work together strategically to defeat the radical ideology of Hassan al-Banna, of Osama bin Laden, of Ayatollah Khomeini, of Sayyid Qutb, and of Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Not in the theater of war, that's to be left to the military professionals, but in the battlefield of ideas, in mosques, in schools, in universities, in the media, among policymakers, online, in every storytelling and meaning-making institution in our societies. This weekend, a small piece of that dream is realized. Here we are.
Islamism is rapidly becoming a Western-led global trend, and this is not a movement I would have imagined possible just 5-6 years ago.
As a Jew, I grew up in Holland without any anti-Semitism, and suddenly I heard Hamas, Hamas, Jews to the gas, and all Jews should be killed. Since then, I thought, as a daughter of Holocaust survivors, I should look into this, not look away from it, look into it and try to do something against it.
We recognize that we have an internal responsibility to take the faith that currently is stuck in the mud of the 13th century Sharia and other theocratic interpretations and begin to bring it kicking and screaming into the 21st century. I've been doing that my whole lifetime, and I think it's the least many of us can do to thank the West for the freedom that they gave our families.
I've been fighting this battle of Islamism my entire life, since the moment I was born. So I was born and raised in a family that were extremist Muslims. I was forced into a marriage with a man who is a jihadi. He's in prison in Egypt right now for being a member of Al-Qaeda. You know, it's been a personal battle, it's been a private battle, but more recently it's become a public battle.
And it was the kidnapping and murder of my friend Danny Pearl that just brought it home, right? That just made me realize that we needed to speak up and we needed to speak back and we needed to challenge the extremism.
We had been talking about something is going to happen. We didn't know what it was, but you know, we knew that there was something that was not right. We felt it in our bones and we saw it around us. And then 9/11 happened, and it was a culmination of what we knew was coming. So, you know, while it was a shock, it was not a surprise. And after that, it was, you know, just full time. Wherever we could get a voice, we just had to speak out because it has to come from within. I can't sleep at night with a clear conscience if I didn't think I was saying something to make a difference, both to Muslims and non-Muslims.
We've come together, flanked by our supporters who were not born into Islam. These are donors, writers, thinkers, journalists, and activists. They are the people who resisted intolerance towards Muslims, even as they were appalled and angered by the message and actions of the radical Islamists. My hope and dream is that the people at this conference will represent Muslim voices in our societies instead of the Islamists.
I think we can accomplish a lot because this is a positive message. This is a message that resonates with everyone on planet Earth. This is a win-win thing. We're not trying to take over anything.
And this is an opportunity for us to work together this coalition, this network of people from all over the world, of politicians, journalists, activists, whether we're Muslim, ex-Muslim, Jewish, Christian, it doesn't matter. And we're all working together and we're all supporting each other with this common goal of defeating Islamist tyranny.
And that's what I had hoped for, and so I see this as a historic event.
We need experts, politicians, journalists, financial analysts, forensic accountants in every country following these activities and working to tackle them. Only the Clarity Coalition is doing this internationally on such a large level. Only the Clarity Coalition can really stop this menace.
And I think this conference will go down in history as the beginning of that process of West and East working together to preserve the ideas of liberty and freedom that are really the only avenue to really speak to all of the things that they do across these organizations for human rights, women's rights, minority rights, free speech and freedom of religion, and all these things that have made the West the most successful countries on the planet because it speaks to individualism, and I've just been humbled to be a part of this.
Our objective is to fight conviction with conviction, ideas with ideas, words with words, and always operate within the parameters of the laws of our liberal democratic countries.